Good morning, class. It's Wednesday, April 15th, and today in math, we're going to be listening closely to some word problems. We're going to be drawing the word problem out, and we're going to solve it, deciding whether or not it's an addition question or a subtraction question from what the problem tells us. When I'm done doing 4 samples for you, I'm going to challenge you to try write 4 or 6 of your own math problems. Try to write 2 or 3 that are addition problems, or 2 or 3 that are subtraction problems, and post your questions for the rest of the class to try solve. So my first question says this: I had 12 crayons. Jack had 6 crayons. How many crayons altogether? The first thing I can think about is, what were the important numbers? Well, I had 12 crayons. Oh, my red doesn't want to work today. And then it said Jack had 6 crayons. When it asks me if I want to know the answer all together, am I doing adding or subtracting? All together means I'm putting both numbers together, so I'm going to subtract. And that's going to be my number problem for that word problem. If I want, I can draw a picture to help me solve it. First, I'll draw my 12 crayons. I know 12 is 6 and 6, so I can quickly draw my design. And I can add 6 more. I can use counting on to solve that. After 12, I have 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and that means all together we had 18 crayons. Let's do another one, my friends. Listen closely. We're going to determine whether or not it's addition or subtraction. I'm going to draw a picture to help us do the question. There were 15 dogs at the dog park. 5 went home. How many are left at the park? So our important numbers, there were 15 dogs at the dog park, and 5 went home. How many were left at the park? When we talk about left or leftover or something went away, we're going to be using subtraction. So I can easily do a picture. I'm going to use dice dots this time to help me with my dogs, because that's going to help me do my question very quickly. I had 15 dogs and 5 went away. I'm going to grab another crayon and I'm going to quickly cross out my group of 5. Do you notice I put them in groups of 5 and that worked out really well? If it didn't, you would individually cross out each number for your 5. So if I have 15 take away 5, how many do I have left? Well, I have 10 left. That means if there were 15 dogs at the dog park and 5 went home, there were only 10 dogs left at the dog park. Notice I don't have to draw dogs or crayons when I'm solving my questions, but I do need to listen closely for the words to determine if it's an addition or a subtraction question. Let's do 2 more together, and then I challenge you to write some questions and post them for us to try solve. We had an 8-slice pizza, and I ate 2 pieces, and Anna ate 3 pieces. How many pieces are left? This one has more than just 2 numbers. My important numbers are, the pizza was originally 8 slices. Somebody ate 3, and somebody ate 2, and we want to know how many are left over. When we want to know how many are left over, we're taking away. Now, there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can take 8 and subtract 3, and then subtract 2 more. Or you can notice that those 2 equal 5. So all together we ate 5 pieces. So we would have an 8-slice pizza taking away 5 pizzas. We can draw the problem both ways, and I'll show you both drawings. If I had 8 slices on my pizza, I'm going to start with my nice clear 8 pizza slices. They don't look like a pizza, but that's okay. If I want to follow this program, this equation, I would first take away 3, and then I would take away 2 more, and I would easily see that I have 3 left over. The same problem happens at the bottom if I've already determined 5 pieces were eaten. I need my 8 slices of pizza, and then I'm going to take away the 5 that Anna and I ate. And you can see my answer is the same. If we do a subtraction question 2 different ways, we should have the same answer when we're done. Here's our last question to work on together. Listen closely for the important numbers and listen closely to determine what words we need to tell if it's addition or subtraction. Today we baked cookies. The first tray had 8 cookies. The next tray had 4 cookies, and the last tray had 7 cookies. How many cookies did we bake? So the important things were that the first tray had 8 cookies, the second tray had 4 cookies, and the last tray had 7 cookies. If I want to know how many cookies we baked, I want to know all together how many, and that tells us that we're doing addition. I can easily do a picture to help me. I have my 8 cookies on my first tray, 4 cookies on my next tray, and 7 cookies on my last tray. I can add this a couple of ways. I can just count on after 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Keep counting, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Or I can do some grouping to help me add this. I can take these two and group them down here so that this makes a nice 10 frame. See my 10 frame? Then those two aren't here anymore. I can take these two and join them up here so that it makes an almost full 10 frame. If my 10 frame's missing 1, then we know that equals 9. So my answer is the same, 19. You can do your math either way, counting on or grouping to make 10s. It helps you to do it in your brain if you're grouping to make 10s, and counting on is always a good strategy. Try to come up with a couple of math stories, word problems that you can think of that would be putting all together, things that go together, or have some things take away, get eaten, get lost, or fly off, and post them on our website, so that on our Google Classroom, so that we can try to solve your math problems. They should be either clearly addition questions or subtraction questions. Have fun making some math questions.